what is this like for you to go from you were on the retreat, you were getting your zen on, and then be thrown into this event right now in New Orleans as you get ready for what I would assume would be one of the biggest performances of your career?
It's definitely the biggest performance of my career. It's definitely been interesting because it's very been a hint of Murphy's Law. They like leaked a bunch of stuff and just like, just not feeling as prepared as I'd like to be, but for just whatever reason.
Do SZA look a little different, y'all? Maybe it's the glasses. What does SZA got on? I'm like, what does SZA got on? SZA is she's very a colorful human being. She really is.
And I think tapping into just moving forward and doing my best with what is in front of me. And is all I have. It's all I have and it's all I can do. And I feel like that's a bit of my like life story. No matter how much I try to prepare, something will go awry. And like no matter what I'm involved in. and it sucks, but it's also just something I'm still trying to like accept and just acclimate to. And sometimes I see like things go perfectly for other people, or like, they'll have however much preparation, or I'll look and I'll be like, okay, I'll ask one of my favorite artists that I respect so much, and I'll be like, how many rehearsals do you have? How many? They'll be like, oh, I have 8. So I'll set out time to do the 8. And then something will completely change to where that 8 doesn't exist and now I have 4. And then something will change in those to where I really just have 2. And then it'll just be like, okay. So now it's like, even though you try to prepare yourself and set yourself out to be professional, you will not get the opportunity to be as prepared as you want. You have to just trust God and let God prepare you and like dig into yourself and do your best and try. And I try to be as prepared as possible because they say, anything not done in preparation is luck. And I've run on a lot of luck in my life. And I'm ready to be prepared now. So I'm just taking time to do that.
It's not. Or, you can perform months in advance. Like Beyonce do. I know Beyonce, she said that she will practice for months before it even occurs. I don't know if SZA does that, because Beyonce, she dances and all that kind of stuff, so it probably do take months and months to prepare. But SZA, you can probably try that. Try to so you can really prepare yourself, and so you won't have any hiccups down the road. You can start practicing months in advance before the event. Just like if you're going on tour, probably next year. Start practicing then. Start practicing for the tour next year. It's like stuff like that to basically get yourself, prepared and mentally prepared for what's coming. So
part of you has been preparing and working for it for so long, so you're still gonna deliver, and I hope that it must bring you some comfort to be doing this biggest show of your career, like you said, with someone who is really a friend that you've known and collaborated with for a long time. I think the first time Kendrick was featured on one of your songs was all the way back in 2014, right, on one of your EPs. So what does it feel like to now share this big moment with him?
It's nuts and really surreal, and I just feel like he's just bestowed a lot of grace on me and shared a lot of his grace that he was born with. I feel like he bestows it on everybody and on everything he touches, and I'm just grateful. I don't know why he's allowed me to get some shine with him over these years, and I just feel like he's just immaculate. Like, he's a genius and he's awesome and a powerhouse, and it's an honor to be beside him energetically in the world, even if I wasn't on the stage, just to share a label with him, share a musical space with him, even if we never had a song together, just to be in the state of music that involves him and includes him. I just think he's so important.
It's so cool to watch the story as it's unfolding. A lot of times we don't realize we're witnessing history in real time, but the relationship that you guys have cultivated through the years, and it not only seems like it's culminating with this performance, also the tour and everyone getting to watch that. Do you guys sit back and have the opportunity as you're in it to realize the history you're making along the way?
No. I don't think anybody has even had time to stop, think, look about anything. I think everybody's just focused on the now and like the present and just like pouring everything into that moment. Who knows? We may not talk about it for like another year because tour is gonna start and we'll be on that and in that and the realization of everything that's like transpiring or has transpired. I can't speak for Dot, but I know it definitely hasn't hit me yet or anything like that.
I understand where she's coming from because when you're in the now and when you're in what is happening right now, because everything is happening so fast for them, clearly, you know, you're not going to really sit back and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. You probably be like excited in that like for that little spare time, like, oh my God, really? Like, absolutely, this is such. But to really let it sink into how much you're doing, especially the Super Bowl, then going on tour, then doing this, and have a SZA, she has like the #1 album. Kendrick has, you know, blowing up this record that he's literally performing at the Super Bowl, and that basically made history when it comes to diss records. All of that. It's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy to sink in. It's crazy to think about. SZA's right. It probably won't sink in until they both like take a break when it comes to everything. After the tour is over and all of that, and they were like, okay, it's time for me to take a break. I think that's when it's going to sink into like, damn, I did all of this shit.
Take us back to the now of getting that phone call. Or I don't know if it was in person, but Kendrick asking you to perform with him at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all.
What was your reaction?
I was on the internet just like everybody else being like, oh, he about to eat that shit. Like it is. and they said, eat it down. And then like at the last minute or medium last minute or further than you would expect for someone to ask, I just knew that he wasn't going to ask me because that would be crazy. and he did. And I laughed. And I was like, okay. It just was a matter of me being able to commit to that moment because I just feel like he's so flawless. I've never seen a flaw in any performance or any offering that he's ever given. And I just want to be, you know, on par with that energy and just give as much as I can to the situation. So I was definitely shook, but I had a weird dream like a couple nights before randomly that I was like scooting on some sort of like random piece of like garbage or metal or something, and it was like racing really fast down the street like a go-kart. And then like I saw Dot next to me and he was on some sort of vehicle or something, but it wasn't a vehicle. It was like I don't know, like a hubcap or something. And we were going really, really, really fast. And then we hit like a dirt mound and then we went up into the sky. And I was so scared. And I was like, oh my God, like we were moving so fast and I was looking down and I just felt like any moment, like I just might just combust or everything will fall apart. And Dot was laughing when I looked over. He was smiling and he was really sure of himself and he was zooming so fast. And Dave was in there too, but he didn't even have a vehicle. He was just zooming with his body and like zooming through the ether. And he was just laughing and smiling. And when I looked at Dot, it was like he knew that we were going higher and higher, but everything would be okay. He seemed so in control of the moment. And so I just rode the wave until we just went higher and higher and higher. And we just like never came down. And then I woke up. It was so random. And then like 2 days later, he asked me that, and I was like, oh, that was the test. It was like a knock to let you know, like, it's going to be scary. It's going to be something you've never experienced before, but, like, just cross the threshold. And he's got you. God's got you. And, like, just follow the yellow brick road. Like, let it take you higher.
Dreams really do tell you about, like, what's going to happen or, like, prepare you for what's gonna happen when you wake up. Like, your dreams can tell you a lot of things, you know. Sometimes dreams just be on bullshit, to be honest, just be some random shit, but really, like, dreams like that, you gotta take note. It has a message, you know. Dreams like that actually have a message, so you really have to pay attention sometimes, especially if you remember them. If you remember a dream, it was a message in there that you needed to know and that you needed to take heed to. Okay, But has nothing to do with the message. This is actually off topic of the message. SZA has a very Valley Girl type of talking that I really didn't pay attention to until this interview. It kind of, and I love SZA. SZA, I love you to death, girl. Do not be mad at me when I say this to you, okay? Because I love you to death, all right? I do. I really, really do. I love your music. You're my girl. You will always be that. Hopefully you don't take defense to this, you know? But the Valley Girl type of talking always irritated my ears for some reason. It's not me, bro. It's not me. It's my ears. It is my ears. It irritates my ears for some reason. Like, I'm listening to her and I'm taking everything that she's saying in, but it's the Valley Girl talk is irritating me. And she can't help that, y'all. She cannot help how she talk. And I'm not trying to make her feel bad or make her change the way she talk or how she talk or no, SZA, do you. Don't listen to me, okay? Do not listen to me. I did not know how much she sound like a Valley Girl until this interview. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. So I'm trying to focus and my ears is like my ears, but I'm trying to focus on what she's saying because it's kind of irritating my ears, bro. And I'm not saying this to be mean or to, none of that, because I love me some SZA. I love me some SZA. But I'm just saying I never noticed it until now. Maybe because the mics are so good. Maybe the mics are so fucking crispy that I'm like, damn. I did not know SZA had a little Valley Girl voice.
The black girl intuition. That's how that works sometimes.
Black girl magic.
Yeah, them dreams.
Black girl intuition.
Them dreams.
You know, I want to talk about you because you're on an amazing run of releasing music because you really ain't missed yet. Like, especially,
that's kind.
It's the truth. Whether it's the EPs or the 2 last albums, the deluxes, and we're even on at a moment right now where you releasing a deluxe of the deluxe.
It's not a deluxe of the deluxe.
What do we call it?
Yo, it's been so unique, this experience. Because really, I wasn't going to do a deluxe.
Okay.
There were just a bunch of songs that, like, my fans kept asking about. And then, like, stuff that I felt like was nice but didn't fit SOS at the time. And I just wanted to, like, give something, right? But it turned into like a crazy mess because it was like I thought I was doing something nice by just like, okay, like these tracks that I wasn't planning on putting out at all, I'm just gonna put them together and like give them because that would be nice. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, actually, fuck you. We wanted way more than this.
Because fans will always keep asking. We're selfish like that. I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on because camp didn't used to be like that. But now it's like, actually, we hate you. Give us more, which was very confusing also because it was like, what? Then I got into a space where I was like, I'm not rewarding nasty behavior. That ain't it.
So like your fans are like your kids, like no more for you.
Because it was just like we had a relationship, and you're not gonna scream at me in the grocery store and say "fuck you, mom" and beat me over the head because I won't get these peanut butter pops.
Yep, you're right.
Fuck you and these pops. We finna sit down and have a nap and some cuddle time and some understanding. But saying that to say, I really do just want to make them happy, which is why I'm adding some of the songs that they were asking about because it's like I love them. I care about music and I love sharing snippets. Punch told me don't ever share snippets and it's a terrible idea, and I was just like no.
Because they're gonna want it.
And I also have this like weird personal FOMO of people like. Well, I'll just be like, I've been quiet for like 6 months. Oh, shit, I gotta like say something or do something or I'm in this other space and then I'll just be like, okay, well, I like this and I'll share it. But Punch is like, that creates a timeline. Mm-hmm. When really I'm just like free talking into the void and free sharing into the void, but it just doesn't work that way. And I think I'm on a scale now where it just becomes unprofessional to even share things that I'm working on that aren't complete yet, even though I want to have a relationship with my fans where it's like, but we're friends and I want to like show you just some cool stuff I'm working on. So now I just want to cultivate a more peaceful environment by just waiting until things are completely complete. And if it comes out, it comes out. And, maybe there'll be a treat along the way or sprinkles of something that'll come out along the way, but it won't be all dependent on like this one thing that you heard on her story 2 years ago, like, because I was just bullshitting, but you know, and it's just, then it becomes a tug of war of also songs that they want and songs that I want, where it's like, I don't care about that song, but you care about that song.
Yeah.
I gotta just make what I want to make me happy, honestly, and I have to grow as a person, and I might fuck around and stifle myself if I try to constantly give people what they want and what they think is best. So it's like, there can be a purge cycle where y'all get everything, and it's like, okay, this is the old things. We won't be in discussion about any of these new things because we have to grow, and we have to grow separately so that we can come together and have like a better experience.
That's interesting what you said, giving yourself time to not feel stifled, right? You released a series of EPs, you put out Control, incredible album, and then there was 5 years in between that you took to really live your life, and you came back with SOS, which was incredible. Then you gave us Lana, and now we get 4 new songs on this the deluxe, non-deluxe version. I'm sorry. And so now I feel like
it's a deluxe,
but the new songs they're really not new songs. They were songs that were supposed to be on the
basically
deluxe.
just put them out.
But I just you know, be wrangling with Punch, and Punch, you know, I respect his
You two bickering all the time is hilarious, by the way. That's definitely part of the running
That's the
storyline.
next movie I want. You already got the one hit movie. Like the next hit movie needs to be
Is you
yours.
and Punch. But yeah, I just wonder that now you've been so present for the past few years. Do you feel like you can keep up this pace? You, of course, have the Grand National Tour coming up. Or do you feel at some point you need to also give yourself another break to just live life again?
I feel like I'm gonna always just do what I want.
I love that.
Much to niggas' dismay. I unfortunately am gonna do what I want at all times. And that is how I end up with like 5 years no album, or 2 years now where my fans cussing me out, because it's like I'm always gonna follow my spirit first. Like I have to, because
As she should.
I'm not built for this industry. So in order for me to become equipped for this industry, I have to move at my own pace. Like I just have to. Unfortunately, like it means I gotta do my yoga and dip off before I go to the Super Bowl, even though I just had a movie come out, because I won't be able to get on that stage if I don't learn how to calm down and like get my breath under control and realize that, like, you know, I'm not a slave to the moment, and I'm not my body, and I'm not my mind, and I'm not my job, and you know, I am so many other things, and this experience is so spiritual beyond the body. Is the culmination of all the karma that Kendrick and I have accrued on this parallel journey, in our intersecting journey with each other. And it's like, that is important, and it deserves to be honored and respected with a calm mind and a settled spirit. So I just had to step back.
You gotta take care of yourself. People will keep
Get in
picking
there.
if you don't draw that boundary, right? But
Y'all already know I'd be like, listen, I'm not a fan of no one, because fan means fanatic, okay? I'm not a fan of anybody. I'm not a stan of anybody. I am a supporter, okay? Even with the people that support me. I don't like calling people that support me fans, because first of all, I'm not a celebrity, and second of all, I just don't like calling people fans. I just don't like it. It just don't sit well with me. I don't know. But I'm a huge supporter of a lot of people. SZA is one of them, okay? And I noticed too, when she was gonna do her deluxe, she was talking about her deluxe, people wanted certain songs because, like she said, she gave them snippets from like years ago, and they holding on to that snippet, and they want it. And I think I understand what her manager was talking about. I think that's her manager, right? Punch, whatever his name is. I think I understand what he was talking about, because if you always give like little snippets, and you probably just want, you know, ears to hear a little bit, or you just in the mood to, like, you know, have it in like a video or something, and you're really not going to use it, people are going to want that snippet, especially if that little snippet sounds really good. They're going to want that, and they're not going to like forget about it. They're not going to forget about it. So yeah, when it comes to snippets, I would also say, like, don't do it, because then you can be able to put out what you want to do and what you want to release. Because how SZA is, she's saying that she has to like go back and forth, because she wants to put out what the fans want, but she also wants to put out what she wants. And that's because she has been giving little snippets here and there for years and years, and they want that little snippet, but she want to put out this. And you see what we got when SOS came out. We got a masterpiece. You get what I'm saying? It was none of the songs that her fans wanted, but it was a masterpiece. Like, it was just amazing. And I'm so happy that she did that. And I love when artists actually put out what they want and not worry about what fans want, because that's where they do their best work, to be honest. I mean, if you want to put it out for like a single or something because your fans want it, that's totally different. But as far as bodies of work, like artists, they create way better when they actually put out songs that they want to put out. I'm telling y'all. I am telling y'all. It's much better. It's much better. That's why we got SOS. Okay? Nothing that y'all wanted was on SOS. I don't think. Okay? I don't think. Because I know y'all wanted PSA a lot and all that kind of stuff. None of that was on SOS. But SOS was a fucking iconic. Iconic. So, yeah. I kind of agree with that.
You're in a movie right now with Keke Palmer.
Yeah,
And
one of them days out in theaters currently right now.
how was that experience for you? You come off definitely, you seem pretty shy and also low key when it's not creating music. So I was stunned and also excited to see you do a movie.
Thank you. It was terrifying.
Of course.
Right. Naturally. But it was definitely something that I wasn't prepared for, but also felt so, it was like one of them situations where it's like you see a script, you see Keke and Issa, and you're like, oh, I love them so much. And like, that's all you factor in. And it's just a matter of like, okay, I may not have like read everything I was supposed to read. I didn't get to meet with an acting coach until now we on set and they asking, do you know what a side is? I don't know what a side is. I don't know what these lines are, but I'm here and and I'm happy to be here. So I just try to do my best. And Keke makes everything so easy because she's such just like a professional in every sense of the word. She's like a professional human outside of like
That's a bar.
acting. She really is. It's like it's unusual, unnatural.
Well, look,
Keke
we ate.
seems
So
down to
I'm
earth,
saying we
so.
as the fans, you gave us great EPs, 2 classic albums, a deluxe. You gave us a hit movie.
Yep.
You gave us amazing tours that
Yep.
kind of started off the tour thing that year. It was your tour, then it was Taylor, then it was Beyonce, but you kicked it off. Now we're getting ready for the Super Bowl. Then you got a tour. So I'm going to say this right now.
My first stadium tour.
Your
I'm excited to see.
Now, give it up for that.
everybody
So look, go do all the things. Protect your peace. We love the music. If you go away for a little bit, you fed us and we appreciate you. So
That is a lot.
I'll be
okay?
around in your favorite real comment section. I'm here. I'm with y'all. I'm just not always with y'all, but I'm with y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I appreciate
So, yeah, this was a awesome interview. I loved it. She covered and talked about everything when it comes to, the album, the deluxe, the tour, everything. Shout out to stage, the Super Bowl, like all of that. It was amazing. It was a good interview. They did really good. Now, let's get into the Super Bowl, because clearly the Super Bowl has come and gone. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. A lot of people on the internet I have seen say that it was the worst Super Bowl performance ever. And it's another side of, social media saying it was the best. So I'm going to tell you my opinion about it, okay? I watched the Super Bowl when it came out, and I would have to say this. I am a Kendrick supporter, okay? 2 things can be true. A lot of people saying that it was boring, and then a lot of people were saying that, people that saying it's boring never don't get the creativity and the message and da-da-da-da-da. Okay. 2 things can be true. It can be creative. The message behind it could be very deep, but it could also be boring. Just saying. And I think people say that it's boring, and I kind of agree with the boring part, because I was drifting off a little bit, but I got the message, and I got the, what Kendrick was like, the message he was trying to put out, and I loved it. I loved the message and everything, but it was still boring to me a little bit, okay? I'm gonna just speak for me, why I think it was just a tiny bit boring. It was because he didn't perform his hype records, or the records that was like hits. The Super Bowl is for your hit records only, for me. So he performed GNX Teaser, Squabble Up, Humble, which is good because Humble was a hit record. Okay, Humble. DNA. Okay. Euphoria. I don't know. I don't know about that. Man at the Garden. Pickable. See, these are all like new shit now. Luther, which is a good one because he has SZA come out, and Luther, people was, playing Luther's kind of, Of course, you had to perform Not Like Us, so yeah, leave that on there. And then TV Off. Okay. So this is a performance for Kendrick fans. All right. I wouldn't have this set list for the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna tell you why. I wouldn't have this performance at the Super Bowl with a set list at the Super Bowl because the performance is great, especially for a Kendrick performance. It was good. The set list just threw me off because people that are not Kendrick fans are not gonna know some of these songs. I think the only thing that they're gonna know is Humble, of course, Not Like Us because it was a global hit, and then All of the Stars, and maybe Luther, and maybe DNA, but everything else, no. I think that he should have just performed his hits. And I don't know why he performed Euphoria because it just felt like it was like this was just a whole like ah ha ha to Drake. You get what I'm saying? And this is supposed to have been Kendrick's moment, Of course y'all got beef. Not Like Us should have been at the end. I'm not gonna hold you up. Not Like Us should have been at the end. And then you control in. You get what I'm saying? But you should have still made this performance about you, but now it's about Drake. Now it's about Drake. You have so many hits, Kendrick. Swimming pools? I love swimming pools. Money Trees. Where was Money Trees at? Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, bruh. You could have had Erykah Badu come out. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe was a hit. So it's like, he had so many other hits. I think he should have went into his hits and not make this about, this was, GNX was basically the Drake era, to be honest. The Drake diss era. Not the Drake era, the Drake diss era. That's the GNX era. Those songs, I don't think should have been on the set list. Some of those songs, he definitely could have closed it off with Not Like Us. But he had so many other hits, to me. He had so many other hits. But the performance was good. The performance was still good. I just think that he could have, incorporated some of his, big hits in the Super Bowl. Because, like I said, it was still his moment. You don't want, even though y'all beefing and all that kind of stuff, you don't want that to overshadow your moment, And I think it did a little bit. Yeah, I think it did a little bit. But that's all I have to say about the Super Bowl. SZA, she did her damn thing. She came out for Luther and All the Stars. She did the damn thing. I like SZA. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Super Bowl. But what do y'all guys think about the Super Bowl halftime? Do y'all think it was the best performance? Do you think it was okay? Or do you think it was trash? Okay, leave your comments down below. Thank you guys so much again for coming through. I hope everybody have an amazing Monday. And remember, don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once. Peace.
Kinetics with the fucking plug.